What's going on, guys? Welcome back to our Let's Play here on the Amplified Console Edition, but I'm wasting rockets. Yeah, as you probably see, we're at our quad iron golem farm. Been running well. I'm not too sure how long it's been since I showed any footage of this area, but this is basically where I AFK at night time sometimes. I leave my Xbox on overnight, and this is where I've started harvesting all of my wood. I've brought the level up by 2 and I've got a minecart track running underneath with a hopper minecart, which is just there. Did I tap that? Yes, I did. Yeah, the reason why we're here is that we're going to be starting on a new farm design. Now, because I'm going to be, because I tend to AFK in this area quite a bit as it is, I thought it would be the best place to do this farm, especially considering the surroundings and the farm type that we want to build. Now, I would be jumping into the title update 54 redstone bits and pieces, like the observer block, and making new contraptions with that, but I think that you all know by now how buggy TU54 is so far. The observer block is outputting multiple redstone signals instead of just a single output for some reason whenever I've tried to build a contraption with it so far. The efficiency on tools is completely broken. Haste on beacons doesn't help speed up digging or mining. All the contents of everyone's shulker boxes placed in the world is being emptied. Apparently they're trying to fix that, but I think if you've tried to move that box or have opened that box since the update, that them items are just going to be gone anyway. The only thing they're going to fix is that it is for it not to happen to other people that haven't updated yet. Which, yeah, in good retrospect, it is, well, it has to be done, but I would have preferred them to have done it before I updated. Now, the project we're undertaking is going to take about 4 times as long, considering that the efficiency on the tools is not working. And the project we're going to be working on is Squid Farm. Now, I've had this idea. I should not have opened my elytra wings, not when jumping in the water, because it does all this weird balancing about stuff. There we go. Now, yeah, as you can see, the squid cap has been increased. It was in the update patch notes, so a squid farm isn't really necessary now. You can quite easily just swim around and kill the squids, and you can get around about, I ain't column dying. You could get around about 1 or 2 stacks every 5 or 10 minutes just swimming around. Respiration on the helmet and depth strider boots, so you get around a lot quicker. And looting free, obviously. It's like in the space of about 20 seconds, I've got 16 ink sacks already, but I've been wanting to integrate this farm even before the squid cap was increased, and I have already started. As you can see, I've chucked off, that's the completely wrong term. I've cut off a massive chunk of this mountain here. I've marked out the area that I want, which is from that pillar, all the way back there, and that pillar is going to be the size of our squid farm. And yeah, so I'm digging it all out to the, well, I tried, oh, this is not good, is it? Come on, come on. I won't drown to death because I got respiration free, the health regen's awfully quick. And yeah, but that annoying tick damage is going to get on my nerves. What I have started doing is digging out this whole area to the level that there was most of, which was pretty much the seabed level. And I've dug out all of this area over here, chopped away that entire mountain there. Got to do the same for a little bit over there. That corner is going to take a while. That corner is going to take a while because there's a massive chunk of that one just over there that I need to take out. Hopefully you can see this and it's not too dark. But yeah, so I'm going to get cracking and digging this out. Obviously, it's going to take an extremely long time considering that there's no efficiency on tools at the moment. And I'm hoping that by the next clip I show you that would have been fixed. Because this is going to be something that I'm going to be working on. Probably going to take a good... so far it's taken around about 6 or 7 hours worth of gameplay just to dig out the area that I have dug out. So without efficiency tools and without a haze 2 beacon, you're looking at about another 7 to 8 hours worth of digging, clearing the area. Now the squid farm design that I am going to be doing, you don't actually need to do this, but I prefer building farms on this sort of scale on a blank canvas. So instead of going up and down over the hills, which it can perfectly well do that. And testing that I've done with the design I've got, it does work. It does work extremely well even with hills and stuff. But I find when you see the design I'm going to do, you will realize that it's a lot easier to be doing it on one level all across, rather than dealing with ups and downs all over the place. So I am going to get cracking on doing that, and you can't see me at all because I'm underneath the water. Let's just get higher. There we go. I'm going to get cracking on that, and I'll bring you back after I've cleared out the area, and then I'll show you the actual design. So I will see you shortly. And welcome back. Now, I've cracked on and spent many hours. I actually had one of my mates end up hopping on, actually ended up giving me a hand digging it all out, because still there's been no patch to fix the efficiency bug. So digging underwater is extremely slow as it is, plus digging without efficiency and haze beacons don't help at all either. So it was going extremely slow. I spent about, I think it was a total of, I spent about 6 or 7 hours yesterday evening digging it all out, and my mate hopped on for about 2 or 3 hours to help me finish digging it all out, and it did take a fairly long time. I will show you it all now. Let me just get a few of these boxes out of here. Okay, we need one of you. Let's grab one of you. And I'll show you the concept of this farm. I'm going to grab a night vision potion so it's easier for you lot to see. Grab some sugarcane. Grab some glass. We can then just hop underwater. Let me drink this. And then we can see beautifully. Now I've mapped it out at the back. Now as you can see, this entire area is being flattened out extremely nicely. Let's get rid of that bottle. So now we've got a decent area and a nice flat area to start working with. Now the concept behind this farm is I'm going to be using the sugarcane for the squid to swim into, then they fall down the sugarcane as soon as they hit it, and then they suffocate at the bottom, and then underneath I'm going to have a hopper minecart doing a circuit around here. Now the one issue with this when I was first going to do it is that I noticed when you're over 32 blocks away, they just stay still and they just float like that. Yeah, it's not great. So then I came up with a concept that I'm going to also have to be going around the farm in a minecart to make sure that they're moving. So as soon as you get close enough, they'll start swimming around. And there's a zombie somewhere underground. Yeah, underneath here is like a massive mine shaft system. I'll probably explore that one day, but obviously not today. Now with the increased spawns, this farm should be highly efficient. It's going to require an immense amount of sugarcane, which I managed to get 3 weeks worth, and I don't think that's even going to do half of it, because obviously I want the sugarcane to go up so far. Now each column I'm going to be doing a 2x2 of sand or gravel just to clear out the water, because that's obviously where the minecart tracks are going. So I've done a little section here just to show you. So we'll have one side which is just going to be normal flat, and then we're going to have the other side be dirt where the sugarcane can then be planted on. Now obviously you can't have a block next to it, otherwise it won't be a water source. And then you'll have the sugarcane coming across like so. But then it will also be going up to just below the ocean level. Up like this. Da, 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 da. And one off. Is that 2 or 1? There we go. So it'll be coming up to that level, and it will be going up and down out. Each double block of sand along here is the amount of lines I'm going to have going across. I've got 5 gaps of water in between each one, which means it should be covered pretty fine for the amount of squids. And then as soon as you get to where the squids are, they'll start moving. They'll swim directly into either side where the sugarcane's going to be. And I think that the only way we're going to see the efficiency of this is after it's been built. I tested only one line of it in my sort of creative world, and it was quite efficient, and then it got extremely efficient with the increased squid spawns from the last update. But from this side, what are we going to go with? Just do slabs for a sec, I guess. So it's going to be going like this, and then we're going to have a layer of glass either side. Just hop over here. Let's grab our... Oh, going in third person. Do that. I forgot what my pick block was, so hence the third person. Now we want our glass back. Now I'm going to be doing all of this with the gravel and sand in place, and then afterwards I'm just going to be going along, and it will just be a case of just breaking all the sand, and then obviously we'll have a 2x2 gap where our tracks are going to be running. So I'm going to have to clear... Oh, that's all filled with gravel at the moment. Yeah, so that's obviously going to be blocked off, because these are going to be zigzagging all the way up and down. And then, like, which one's got the dirt on this side? So we're going to have a raised level there with one track with hopper minecarts going along, and then we're going to have a lower track running along where I'm going to be riding along. So it will be sort of like a doubling up AFK area, because we've got the quad iron golem farm directly above us. So I thought this was going to be the best place to do this farm, and yeah, I will do a time lapse of me getting it all done, but that's only once I've got enough sugarcane. At the moment, I think I've got 6 shulker boxes full of the sugar. And each line is... Have I got a map on me? There we go. Say from Y61 all the way down. Come on. If we just go in here, we'll fall. Y61 to Y35. So each single block is going to be... what did I say? 61. So it's going to be 26 bits of sugarcane going up on each individual section. Each section is, I believe, 95. It's roughly about 90 to 95 along. So yeah, I'm not even going to bother try to do that math on camera. But yeah, it's definitely going to be more than 3 double chests worth. So I'll have to AFK at my sugarcane farm again this evening. And then yeah, I'll crack on with a time lapse for that, probably towards the end of this episode, I hope. But for now, what I thought we could go and do is hop over to where my villagers is, because I want to try building something there quickly. So yeah, I'll hop over there and I'll bring you back then. So one sec. Okay guys, now we're over at our villager sorter. What I actually want to build here is a nano farm. You've probably seen them on, well, design numerous times. I've already got the sugarcane coming to back here. So yeah, I'm getting a random bone and stuff from scaly stuff and dying from fall damage as the pistons go off. I need to actually light up the sugarcane farm. But I was thinking that we could probably put it in here somewhere. I hate not having efficiency on my tools so much. It gets so annoying. Just dig out a little space back here. I thought having a nano farm over here for doing the villager trading. Once I've got the villagers breeding again, that is, should hopefully help out quite a lot. Now I've got my redstone chest with me. We need... I've already made like a stack of observers already. We need 3 dispensers, a little bit of redstone, and we also need a water bucket, don't we? So break up a block of iron. We also let's grab some hoppers and some chests out, just seeing if we can make it more convenient for getting the bone meal into them. And I think that should be it. It's a very, very simple design. Like, it won't take me more than a couple of seconds to build. Forgot that I blocked off all that area. I need some building blocks. And I should have a few chests with a load of random blocks from where I've just been. I did dig out this little section here to whack on a Smyrna paid last night. Move them blocks. Okay, let's get some stone bricks and some stone slabs. And okay, we need a bucket of water. Really? 4? My god, what? Oh my god, I'm just clicking everything now. Okay, you go back in there. We'll throw that random block of iron in there. Anything else we need? I don't think there is. We do need to make a bucket to get some water. Yeah, I wanted to get this built on camera because obviously I'm going to be AFK in here later on to get more sugarcane for doing the farm. So yeah, I didn't really want to put this off. Where's the closest water source? I did have a little section here. If you're wondering how comes there's a magma block there, I was wondering how long it would take the water to evaporate on it. And it is entirely random. It's usually between 60 seconds and 6 minutes, which is quite weird, the timings I was getting on it. I did get blown up by a creeper just watching that puddle as well. It's quite silly of me. That is not what I wanted to do at all. Get back here. Hopefully that's not broken anything anywhere. Got everything that I need. Have I? No, I have not. I should have a hoe in my ender chest somewhere. So let's grab put that blocks up here. And be my utilities chest. And yeah, diamond hoe. Beautiful. I'm not sure, have any of you been getting like a little bit laggy gameplay since the update? I know that my game's been running a little bit iffy lately. Why is this not even? Not even, I mean odd. Get rid of that. Beautiful. Okay, so if we are going to have our dirt block there, we're going to need you there, just for a second. And then we're going to need an observer, just looking down into that. Okay, let's grab you. Grab some stone brick. Put you there. Put you there. We want our water just behind. Then we can hold that. And then we want the dispensers. There. There. And there. Now this one works purely off of the light update. So obviously it's going to be too dark in there to grow crops. So as soon as you plant it, they'll instantly pop out. But now we need to take this down just a couple. And we want to put some half slabs just in there. And that's pretty much all there is to it, to be honest with you. I did want to figure out a way of hooking all of these up to a hopper line to put the bone meal in. So let's just clear a little bit of room back here. Okay. We do. I'm seriously hoping they sort out this efficiency bug. So I've gone to the trouble of making all of my tools efficiency 5, and that is not what I wanted at all. efficiency 5 for yeah, to spend this long digging out just standard blocks. Okay, and then from there we want 1 block, 1 block, 1 block, and then we want redstone, 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 and that's it. That's the whole farm design. It's extremely simple, extremely basic. Let's see if there's any way of us hopping up a... So I say hopping up, hopping us. Sorting out a hopper chain is what I was meant to say if I didn't. That one goes into there, that one goes into there. That one can go into there. Do another couple of blocks. And then we'll do hopper in there, hopper, hopper, hopper. And then we'll just whack a double chest up here. Oh, whoa, not up there. That is not where you're meant to go, mate. Just there. Yeah, so that could just be filled up with bone meal. But let's just make sure this is all working. Bone block. Get some stacks of this. Then throw a few of you into there. Few of you into there. Take our chest back. Now, I've noticed as well that they've replaced the piston crafting part of the console crafting table to the observer block. I don't know how. I honestly have no idea how Mojang or 4J, I'm not sure who's directly responsible for the updates anymore, but how can they do an oversight that realizing by adding the observer block was going to take up the last section and replace the pistons? Did they not even attempt to open the game after they had created the update? Did they not test it? Surely by running the updated version, you'd make sure that all chests and pistons were working, all the crafting was there. Obviously, someone must have gone into the crafting, the observer was there. And how did they not realise that it had taken the piston slot? It is insanely stupid. And then did no one, after doing the update, just think, oh, you know what, let's just double check what's in our shulker boxes. All of these shulker boxes are meant to have something in. I'm very, very doubtful if the items are going to appear back in these boxes after you've attempted opening them, but all of these shulker chests here should have had something in my world, so I'm leaving them there for the patch to see any sort of miracle can happen and they actually get filled up. But yeah, it is a little bit ridiculous regarding the piston thing as well. It's just so many little bugs. And I also noticed that they did get rid of the wither skeletons from spawning anywhere in the nether. So not only have they added a load of bugs, they've actually taken away a bug that was actually useful. That one and the piston dislocation. So yeah, total update 54 has probably been the worst one for me by far at the moment. But that's the end of my little rant. I think I ranted enough in the last episode and how stressed you saw that I was in the last episode. But yeah, let's see if this is working. So you just do this and then you just spam. Hold the left trigger down if you're on Xbox One. I have no idea what button it is on the PS4 or the Switch U. But yeah, it's all working fine. Very loud. I'm not sure if you're receiving how loud that is. Yeah, over a stack in less than, what, about 20-30 seconds? And how much bone meal have we used? So it does use quite a bit of bone meal, but I've got ridiculous amounts of it already. So that is pretty handy. Now the next I wanted to try out, is it night time? Oh, of course it is. See if there's any mobs about. Have I still got my bed on me? See if we quickly sleep. Thank you. Okay, we should have some ender pearls. We just ender pearls are under there. Now, silk touch a couple of these blocks. Awesome. Okay. Okay, you farmers. You need string. Okay, coal string. Okay, what I'm going to do off camera is I'm going to get the stuff that these guys want to trade with, and I'm going to try initiate these two using trading to get a couple of new farmers. I'm going to block up the sections to stop the new ones, if there is any new ones, from going into the sorting system, and hopefully fix my village breeder. But I think that is going to do it for this area. The next clip you'll probably see is me about to start the squid farm. So I'll be back in a sec. What's going on, guys? We're back here over the quad iron golem farm, as you could probably tell. I've got a load of resources ready to start work on our squid farm. As you saw before, we dug it all out. So it should... Let me just try hop back up here. See, it's all still dug out. I'm going to start cracking work on this. I'll throw in a little time lapse of anything even remotely interesting, but it's going to be extremely repetitive, so it probably won't be a very long one. And I'll see you back in a sec. And we're back, guys. As soon as this iron golem stops making a load of racket. Yeah, I threw in a few clips, or hopefully I've thrown in a few clips, but like I said, it was extremely repetitive. There's no point showing too much of it, but it's down there, and as you probably saw in the last clip, the chickens are definitely getting smarter. so got to keep an eye out on them. I don't even remember bringing that boat here, especially don't remember it, but the fact that he was rowing. But let's head over here and I'll show you how the squid farm's doing. And I so should not have opened my elytra. Let's just get down to some ground level to put them back in, otherwise you'll start getting this sort of jitterbuggy effect. There we go. Yeah, now, as you could probably tell, I've run out of sugar cane. This is the equivalent, I think it was 4 double chests worths of sugar cane. I had no idea that it was going to take so long to place. So laying the gravel, sand, and then doing the pathway gravel and sand without efficiency took way longer than it should have done, and it was driving me insane. But we'll hop down here and I'll show you how it's all working. I got the track up and running before I started laying the sugarcane. Well, sort of. I started laying sugarcane, then thought might as well get the track laid down with the hopper minecart. Just so, oh, did not mean to set that off. Just so that it was collecting ink while we was working, and as you can see, it's definitely working. I'm running into a couple of minor issues. Now, actually, let me just show you what's going on down here. This unloading section, I'm going to do a comparator switch to allow the minecart to fully unload or being set off again. So more redstone will be being put back there, unloading. And then it pretty much just runs in a zigzag pattern going all the way across. I've only done because yeah, it's just the amount of shut up Xbox, stop listening. Yep, I've got my Connect hooked up, so when I'm talking it keeps on trying to listen. I've got all the track hooked up and I've got the hopper minecart zigzagging all the way. I've done half of the farms and I'll show you the outside of it. Now, without efficiency, it is just everything's taking like 10 times longer than it should do at the moment. The patch has already been rolled out at this point for the PlayStation 4 and the PS Vita, but Microsoft thinks it's going to be early next week for the Xbox version patch to come out. So, leave building this farm on until that patch has come out, because trying to do it, to be honest with you, I probably won't have another episode out until the patch is out. I may do a redstone episode in between just to fill the gap until the patch comes out, because trying to do these sort of projects without efficiency and sort of breaks in the game that they've done, like my villager thing's still busted, they're not reproducing. This is one of the issues I'm running into, not when they're suffocating, but if the squids enter the sugarcane up to the top, and 50-50 chance the items end up landing on the glass. So a way that we could battle that is by extending the rails out either side and run 3 hopper minecarts. But again, that's going to be a lot of extra work. But yeah, you can see the hopper minecart shooting along. And if we manage to see any squids, we may actually see this in action. That's just a lighting block. Yeah, so in total, laying all the gravel and then digging it out, laying the track and then laying the half slabs and glass and everything, that didn't actually take too long. That was only around about 3 or 4 hours worth. But the sugarcane, that's 4 double chests worths, and it probably took around about 4 to 5 hours easily laying all of this out. It takes so long to do, and I've got so much more of it to do as well. Initially when I took on this project, I had no idea it was going to be this time consuming. Like, this is only the size of it, and then I need to replicate it all, do some time tests on the hopper minecart to see if it could make it all the way there, right to the end of this point and back. It's about 2.5 minute journey. So I'm a little bit worried that by the time it's finished this complete run all the way over to there, that some items might have enough time to despawn. So I'm thinking about having a halfway point and having 2 sets of hopper mine carts on either side running. So that way there's no chance of that doing that. And then as they meet in the middle, there would just be a section where they bounce back. But yeah, I think as for this episode, I've a good worth of 16 to 20 hours worth of grinding to get this done. I did choose to throw in the Nano Farm project over at our village store. Oh, let's get away from that, it makes way too much noise. I did choose to throw that into this episode because otherwise it would have been pretty empty. I knew that the time lapse of doing this wasn't going to be all too interesting because it's just extremely repetitive stuff. But I think for today, and to be honest with you, I'm very reluctant to even come back on and patches out because all the projects that I want to do involve mining and clearing areas to start building stuff. Without efficiency, it is just, to me at the moment, everything takes 5 times as long. So if there is a little bit of a gap in between this episode and our next one, I do apologise. I have to get a little not. I may hop onto my redstone test world, create a couple of gadgets and gizmos using the new observer block, see what I could work out with that. Work on a couple of new farm designs, and I may throw in a redstone video in between this episode and the next. But for today, that is going to be it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this episode the first time to the channel. Please consider subscribing, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.